on the radio loud. Hello, to go now. You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to be me. So let me get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Let's get on the road.
I am Woodman. That was fun. I've already changed the design. I didn't even get through building this before I changed the design. But it was fun to be able to put this on and try it. This was all started by a comment. Fractal Mind. I actually remembered your name. Look at that. I'm so bad about remembering people. Y'all have the weirdest fucking names. Anyway, commented about something about making Stormtrooper cosplay and wearing these, and I thought, I wonder what I will be able to see out of this. So I made it. I got about the appropriate offset for my head here, and then it just allows me to look through, and it doesn't seem too crazy. Even, should go like this. I mean, I can look across and around pretty well, and what I've done and I've changed is I've actually pulled this out. Not so I can necessarily look further, but because, for starters, it'll look less like a squished face that way. By pulling it out, it'll look more like a real face, like your eyes are out here. But because this exoskeleton is getting outside of my head, it looks like a weird, like Rick and Morty character with everything squished in. So it has more appeal to move it out. And on top of that, I'm going to put cameras inside the suit and on the corners that'll peer out like this. And so I'm going to end up limiting in my field of view a little bit by doing that back to kind of where it is here, but it'll have a better look to it visually. Like, I mean, it'll look better to you guys just from like a pure visual standpoint, and it'll allow me to have a spot to put cameras, which is pretty cool. It was fun to build this. Let's go upstairs and take a look at the new design. Here we are, guys. Here's the CAD modeling and what I've changed, but what do you think? It looks similar? Can you see the resemblance? This thing just is fun. It's fun to put on, you know? I like it. That's probably a good sign. So, what I've changed and what I've added from yesterday is not anything all that crazy, but I think it's pretty cool. Essentially what it is this front piece, and then these two little pieces down here. And what these do is this right here is a cover for how I'm going to put glass. I'm going to use polycarbonate, which is what they make glasses out of, which is a really strong impact-resistant glass. It's plastic. If I really wanted to get crazy, I could put a layer of like Gorilla Glass on the front, and then it'd be like kind of pseudo-bulletproof because it'd have a hard glass layer and then a polycarbonate layer. Probably would stop like shrapnel. Probably isn't stopping no fucking 9mm, but neither is the aluminum for that matter. So we'll probably be good with just the polycarbonate. But then the idea is there'll be another piece like this on the inside, and then these bolt holes will be countersunk, and then a bolt will go through, and then bolt into another piece on the other side, and then this part, if we come around to the back, you can see is sticking out further. So there's a lip, right? So it would be sandwiched in between this piece and then the one on the back side, and that would then hold that polycarbonate in there and not let it fall out, which is pretty fucking cool, I think. And then this right here is a clever idea that I came up with. I think it's clever. This right here, it's very small, but it says aluminum wire cloth. And it's this meshy stuff, this mesh wire cloth. And I am going to take it and like cut it to where, so like there's a piece I would like cut, little squares out of the corners so they could wrap around this piece right here, and then there'll be a gap here where that can be pushed in. And unfortunately I don't know the thickness of it, but hopefully I'll be able to figure that out in some way, and then make that the same thickness right there, and then that'll essentially just snug it in there nice and tight, and it'll have this nice wrapped look around it like that. And then I'm going to go in from the back side, and I'll pulse weld it closed. And so these will be permanent parts that are in here that'll hold foam or a wire mesh, an aluminum wire mesh. So there'll be this like wired mesh in here, which will be really fucking cool looking, I think. So I'm really, really excited about the aesthetics of this. And then remember that part right here. There's going to be a respirator, well, mask that goes all the way up around me. But then there's going to be a filter over here, and then there's going to be some air moving units, some fans that are pushing air and forcing air in through the respirator into here. And I'll probably put a pretty. I'll try to find some powerful fans to stick there, go and really push the air out of there, and then be this. Imagine fighting me, and you get up close to my face, and you can feel the air just blowing out like some fucking robot thing, just right out of where the mouth is. I think it's a little terrifying and kind of awesome. I think it's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be really neat. There might even be some little small filters that go in here in case the system is off or something like that. I'm still breathing filtered air. I'm just doing it on the power of my own lungs, right? So this would probably be the area where there'd be the least amount of flow. So you want to like some small filters, so like cut up like I don't know, something, but some small filters in there to slow the flow down a little bit, so pressure kind of builds up inside the suit a little bit, and it's not just dumping air through the thing. What else? Oh, right. I also, as you can tell, maybe, I've made the eye holes quite a bit larger, especially in the long direction. And as I mentioned earlier, the guy who commented on the video said that it's hard if you can't see your hands. I'm not super worried about that. I'm just not super worried about that. But so I didn't open up the gap this way a whole lot. But what I did do, I'm not super worried about it because the idea is eventually you get all the information about your suit, as much of it being displayed inside. And I'm trying to make it more like of a tactical feel. My eventual goal is to make it like bulletproof and shit too. Not this suit, future models. This one won't be bulletproof. But so along those lines, I'm gonna try to make the eye holes like as small as they can be, while still accomplishing what they need to accomplish. And it's like in the comic books, Iron Man's suit, his eyes get smaller and smaller, and like the assumption is that he's getting more and more of his data from internally on the suit. So like by the end of the comic books, like his eyes are little slivers, but when he starts, they're big. I'm following a similar thing. I'm not trying to make them any bigger than they have to be. But I opened them up this way, so there's like more coming off this way, and that is gonna, like I said, there's gonna be cameras that are they're gonna be underneath the polycarbonate, but they're gonna be fitting right like where my thumbs are, and they'll be pointed outwards. And I'm going to use those for a few things, but mostly with like the AI that I plan on running in here. I'm going to pipe them in that data, and let them see what's going on outside, like when I'm flying and stuff. And then also just want to be able to maybe record stuff. And eventually I'd like to, I don't know if I'll be able to do it in this one or not, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get, I was thinking about this today, I don't know if I'll be able to get a display this close if I wanted like like an Oculus Rift kind of display, or like a just where you put like a phone and a magnifying glass. I don't think I could quite get that close in here if I wanted to do something that simple, which would be cool. I'd like to have like something like that below, where you just have like a phone magnifying glass set up like in virtual reality on the inside, but I don't know if that's going to work. Where was I going with this? Oh, eventually then like what I'd like to do is be able to have that like come up over the eye, and then display, and you could get like thermal vision and then display it right over your eye, and then where you looked, where it would actually be. That would be pretty fucking cool. That would be something I'd like to do in the future. I don't know if that's going to be possible on this suit or not. That'd be really fucking cool though to have like fucking thermal vision, just like, especially just drop down. Yeah, thermal vision, or yeah, I don't know. It'd be a couple cool ways to do it. If you could get, like I said, like I talked about before, maybe some kind of heads-up display kind of system. I wonder if I got enough room in there to fit something like that. I don't know, it's like an inch. Like an inch. It's not a whole lot of room. An inch is not a whole lot of room to get something like that in there. Could bring it just a little further away from my face, and then I would have a little bit more likelihood of being able to get something like that to work. It'd be cool.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought I had a lot of fun making it. It was just a fun one. It was nice to make something out of wood, and then it's also nice to have like an actual like piece of what the suit is gonna feel like and how it's gonna go together, and it's just cool. Even a simple one like this is fun to do. I finally feel like, I kind of feel like this YouTube channel has finally got just a little bit of momentum. I'm imagining like my YouTube career is like getting a locomotive moving. And like, I feel like right now it's like just pushing, and like it just started to like slightly roll, you know? That's like the hardest part though, is to get it to like start moving. Now we just got to keep it fucking going faster and faster, and then actually going somewhere and keeping it on the tracks. But in that note, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button so that I can make this dream, so that I don't have to stay Woodman and become Iron Man. I love you guys.